There's a moment, right before a World Cup begins, when you look at the list of players, and you already know, some of them are writing the last chapter of their story. Not the middle, the end. You don't always notice it right away. It hides behind the excitement of a new tournament, behind the flags, the anthems, the noise of a stadium filling up for the first time. But if you look closely enough at the way certain players walk out of the tunnel, at the way they glance around the stadium for just a second longer than everyone else, you can feel it. This is that story. Not about who wins, not about who lifts the trophy on the 19th of July. This is about who's still standing when the lights start to dim. About the ones who came back one more time, and the ones who are already stepping into the space they'll leave behind.
Lionel Messi is here for a 6th time. Let that sink in for a second. 6 World Cups. 6 times walking out of that tunnel as a young man, then a rising star, then the best player in the world, then a champion. And now, at 38, once again. Think about everything that's happened in the years between his first World Cup and this one. Teammates have retired. Coaches have come and gone. An entire generation of fans has grown up watching him. Some of them weren't even born the first time he wore the Argentina shirt on this stage. He already has his trophy. 2022 gave him that moment. The one moment every great player chases and most never catch. The trophy, the tears, the lift into the air by his teammates. It was, by every measure, the perfect ending. So, why come back? Why put your body, at this age, after everything it's already given, through it again? Maybe because some stories don't end just because they reach a perfect moment. Maybe because being great once isn't the same as proving to yourself more than anyone else that you can still do it. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe he just isn't ready to let go of the feeling, the one only this tournament gives him.
Whatever the reason, he's here. And so far, he's answered every question about his age with the only thing he's ever needed: the ball at his feet and one perfect pass.
And then there's Cristiano Ronaldo, 41 years old. While most of the players lining up against him were still in school, still learning the game from watching him on television, he was already scoring in World Cups. People have been asking, is this his last one, for almost a decade now? Every tournament, every season, the question returns. And every time, his answer has been the same. A goal, a sprint that shouldn't be possible at his age, a stare into the camera that says, quietly but unmistakably, not yet. There's something almost defiant about the way he continues. Football is a young man's game, everyone says. Legs slow down, instincts dull. And yet here he is, still leading the line for Portugal, still demanding the ball in the exact moment his teammates need him to. This time might really be different, though. Not because his legs have slowed. They haven't. Not enough that you'd notice from the stands. But because time doesn't ask permission before it arrives. It simply does. And somewhere, even Ronaldo knows that the number of times he'll get to do this again is running out. Maybe that's what makes this version of him different from the one we saw 10 years ago. Back then, he played like a man trying to prove he was the best. Now, he plays like a man trying to hold on to one more chapter before the book closes. While two legends hold on to their final chapters, one man is already writing his own, and he's doing it faster than almost anyone expected. Kylian Mbappe currently leads the entire tournament in goals. 6 goals, 2 assists. And here's the part that says even more than the numbers. He's been involved in every single goal France has scored so far. Not most of them. Every one. He was 19 years old the first time he shocked the world, back in 2018, running past defenders twice his age like they were standing still. Now he's 27. No longer the surprise. He's the target. Every opposing coach studies him. Every defense builds a plan specifically to stop him. And still, more often than not, he finds a way through anyway.
There's a particular kind of pressure that comes with being called the next one. It's not the same as being good. Being good is enough on its own. But being called the successor, the one who's supposed to carry the torch forward the moment the old guard finally steps aside, that's a weight most players never have to carry. Mbappe doesn't seem bothered by it. If anything, he seems to be enjoying it. Every time he scores, every time he lifts his arms toward a crowd that came to compare him to legends, he looks less like a player chasing a legacy and more like one already building it. Brick by brick, goal by goal. And then, someone nobody had truly tested on this stage before. Erling Haaland.
He arrived at this World Cup already Norway's greatest scorer of all time. 55 international goals, and he hadn't even played a single World Cup match yet. In qualifying, he scored more goals than any other player in Europe, more than players with a decade of experience on him. Still, there's a difference between dominating qualifiers and dominating a World Cup. The pressure is different. The stage is bigger. The opponents are better, sharper, more desperate. Plenty of players who look unstoppable in the lead up to a tournament disappear once the real thing begins. Haaland didn't disappear. If anything, he looked more comfortable than players who'd been here 3 or 4 times before him. He doesn't play like someone trying to prove something.
That's the strange part. Most young stars arrive at their first World Cup with something to prove, something urgent in the way they move, like they're afraid the chance won't come again. Haaland doesn't have that urgency. He plays like someone who already knows exactly how this story ends for him. But the proving part happened somewhere else, a long time ago. And this is just the part where everyone else finds out too. So here we are. On one side, 2 men who redefined an entire generation of football. Men whose names alone used to be enough to fill a stadium. Both trying to add one final, perfect line to a story that's already legendary. Pause. On the other side, 2 men who are just getting started. Already good enough to make you forget, for a moment, that the old guard is even
still out there, on the same grass. Good enough that, for the first time in a long time, the conversation isn't only about who the greatest of all time is, it's It's about who's about to take that title next. This is what makes this World Cup different from the ones before it. It's not just a tournament. It's a crossing point. A rare moment where two entire eras of football are standing on the same field, under the same lights, at the same exact time. And neither one is ready to step aside just yet. And maybe that's the real story here. Not who lifts the trophy at the end of it all, but the fact that for a few weeks in the summer of 2026, we got to watch it happen. All of it. All at once. The men who taught an entire generation is even still out there, on the same grass. Good enough that, for the first time in a long time, the conversation isn't only about who the greatest of all time is, it's about who's about to take that title next. This is what makes this World Cup different from the ones before it. It's not just a tournament. It's a crossing point. A rare moment where two entire eras of football are standing on the same field, under the same lights, at the same exact time. And neither one is ready to step aside just yet. And maybe that's the real story here. Not who lifts the trophy at the end of it all, but the fact that for a few weeks in the summer of 2026, we got to watch it happen. All of it. All at once. The men who taught an entire generation. The men who taught an entire generation what greatness looks like, standing on the same pitch as the men who are about to redefine what that word even means. Somewhere, right now, a kid is watching this tournament and quietly deciding who they want to become. Maybe they're watching Messi's stillness. The way he can slow an entire game down just by holding the ball a second longer than anyone expects. Maybe they're watching Ronaldo's refusal to stop, his insistence that age is just a number someone else made up. Maybe they're watching Mbappe's fearlessness, the way he runs at defenders like the outcome was never in doubt. Or maybe they're watching Haaland's silence, the calm of someone who never needed to shout to be heard. Whichever one they choose, that's how this story keeps going. Long after this tournament ends, long after these players hang up their boots for the last time, someone somewhere will still be trying to play the game the way they once did. Legends don't really end. They just hand the story to someone else. Quietly. One match. One goal. One final at a time. And somewhere on the road to July 19th, that handoff is already happening. Even if none of us can say, just yet, exactly when.